There you have it, a red sun. One complete disc, red. Lots of haze. So we have this special sun this morning. It's going to be pretty hot, 39 degrees is forecast. That's a little bit over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather is really lovely, actually. In general, I could make that statement. Maybe it's a little bit hot for some people. Let's look at that red disc again. That's what I'm seeing right now, and that's what you're seeing. It's just about 10 to 6 in the morning. It's very special. Well, I'm going to walk slowly, although, no, let's zoom out a bit, and I'm going to try and get a little bit more height right away. Maybe you know this place. We're just up at the foothills of Mount Arbel, and here there were maybe up to 20 beehives, and there's not one here. And you know, this is World Bee Day, so be the bee. I wonder if there's any bee around even. But there were a lot of beehives here. This is where the bee farmers keep them. The apiculture. Horticulturalists, agriculturalists, apiculturalists. So, no bees. These flowers were visited by lots of bees, which have done so much good for them and for nature. And we're thankful for the creation of the bee. And we had a lot of bees. Oh, now we're down to half a sun. Half the disc. If you're joining now and you didn't see the beginning, it's almost like a heart. If you didn't see the beginning of this, you want to look at it again. It will be on YouTube and here on Facebook. And it's even making a little reflection on the water now. So let's go up another little tad. Just trying to get to the path here. Oh boy, the sun is disappearing. But we'll be back again. What's actually, yeah, you can see there the little extra light over the trees where those two tree tops are pointing. And then you have right above that again, halfway up the screen, you've got a little extra light, but the cloud has covered the sun. You see, it's a lot of haze and cloud. Actually, next Monday there's rain forecast, so we might have some, like it's 40% chance, so that means it probably won't happen, but it might be we will have atmospheric conditions and some interesting horizons in the early morning. So what will we do now? Probably this will be the best way to go in these circumstances. So amazing this sign is visible because it's a bike trail, but everything here was like 6-7 feet high vegetation, completely thick 2 months ago, and now it's approaching desert-like conditions. It's interesting the exact balance nature needs to thrive and flourish, and the position we have on this planet to thrive and flourish in terms of temperatures, moisture, and of course the light from the sun to provide the food. Oh, there we have a bee at this caper flower. And we have 3 or 4 or 5. I see them up here in other spots. So we can be thankful to the Lord for creating bees. I can hear them, and maybe the phone is picking it up for you. There we got 2 together. There are more over here. Oh, there's the sun again. So we saw a perfectly round disc, red disc, there about, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. So there we have half a disc at an angle and the reflection in the water. And that little boat out there, some people enjoying the serenity of this morning on the Sea of Galilee. We had a very nice group last night, or yesterday arrived during midday actually, and a beautiful session at the Map of Galilee there, the mosaic map. Last evening, Yiska Harani is a teacher extraordinaire, and they're mostly tour guides, spouses, friends, and Yiska is a great leader here in Israel on the development of understanding of Christians and Christianity for Israelis. And she has a great hand at that, a great heart, and a wonderful story herself. And she and her husband, Yitzi, organized these marvelous courses. This is the third course we've had here now since all the special circumstances had, and she did a couple of other courses at Tabka, the multiplication of the loaves, the wonderful hospitality the German Catholics provide here at the north of the Sea of Galilee, underneath the Mount of Beatitudes. Now there is a spotted cloud, but you can hardly tell on the screen. It's a spotted cloud on top of the sun, but it's not enough to hide the light coming through. Although you can see there's a little grey spot, well, 2 spots up on the top right and top left. And now we're getting that whole line in the water of light. And actually we're going to do tomorrow's live stream, God willing, together with Yiska and those of the group who will relish being up this early in the morning. And so maybe we will have a little more live presentation, a live presentation. Let's see how that goes. We already had one of those last year, if not 2. So our readings today are very powerful. And actually, it's really part 3 of Farewell. Maybe it started earlier, but it's particularly strong in terms of Paul we had yesterday and the day before, paralleling Jesus' Last Supper, Farewell. And we're still in chapter 17 of John's Gospel, with Jesus' farewell discourse and the big longing of his heart. I would imagine that grandparents or parents, as they're leaving this world, would love to see their family in unity. Who doesn't want unity? Who doesn't want a warm embrace, receiving affirmation, giving encouragement? And who doesn't detest separation, breakup, hostilities between spouses, between siblings, between parents and siblings, between neighbors? It becomes very uncomfortable outside and inside the heart, outside and inside the home, outside and inside a people, a community, a nation, a country, and the human family, and also the family of faith. Division is very painful, separation, because we actually are so networked and we need each other so much. Now the sun is invisible, but the reflection of the sun is right there. Quite intensively, actually. So the entire gospel reading today revolves completely around unity. And it's an extraordinary unity as the Father and Jesus are united, as this is Jesus' prayer. As you and I are one, so may they be one. That the world will know that you sent me. Unity is an amazing feature of God. Unity beyond all the unity we could imagine. Every single plant here doesn't want its branches broken off. And it has a lot of support to keep them attached. Every branch here. Every living being. It's a longer story that we won't deal with today, but actually I saw a snake being killed yesterday. And it was split in two by an animal. And it was amazing how the snake still, so it was a big snake, how the snake still struggled for life. Unity. What we need to invest in unity. Oh, there are 3, 4 partridge. I'm sorry I wasn't able to catch them for you. They flutter away with tremendous drive. The partridge are the birds in the biblical story in the desert, and they're almost always in twos. And you're walking through the desert or anywhere, the Judean desert along here, and they'll just surprise you by taking off from very close to you. But these were a little further away. be a person of unity, a person who fosters unity and not division, who fosters support and encouragement, who helps. And forgiveness is an extraordinary element of unity, because our unity is obviously fractured and threatened so regularly by our brokenness and our imperfections. There's some bees in here, so just because it's World Bee Day, we want to capture these bees. That's why I turned in here. Oh, that bee is very busy, very agile, very rapid. Oh yes, there's one down here that might be a little oblivious to the camera. In case some of you weren't in the earlier part of this video, you got to see a bee on World Bee Day. Somebody said if we didn't have the bees, nature would die. Nature is very, very interconnected. Looks like these bees are going around to flowers that were already pretty harvested. They're not staying long. But there you saw your bee. And we have that great line that we got from our wonderful Orthodox young man in New York, Orthodox Christian, he has very interesting outreach. And he says, be the bee. Just Google that, be the bee. And not the fly. The fly goes to all the dunghills, you know. And that's again imagery, because a dunghill is a very healthy thing actually, but in its place and for its time and for its purpose. But the fly doesn't, the bee goes for the nectar. And that's part of unity as well, not to be putting our finger into all the mess that our neighbour and our relative makes. To build unity, to build encouragement, hope. I'm impressed by the space I'm just walking in right now, because this was all one jungle, and the cows obviously have trafficked here a lot, and it's anything that's edible is pretty gone. And now this will be as bare and as barren as this until the rains of November come, if they come in November or December at the hopefully latest, and then it will sprout again. And again it will be a jungle. It was like it's almost as high as these bushes. Nettles and all kinds of plants, mostly for a farmer in the category of weeds. So I'd say let us be content today with this day's plateful for the soul. And become a factor of unity, and a worker of unity. Unity of the family, unity of friends, unity of at work, in a company. How can a company produce well if people are divided? Unity in the political bodies, in the governing bodies. This is a great good for humanity, for life. All the wheels in that bus needed to work together in the same direction. The combustion system and the brake system and the lights and the seats needed to be properly attached, and the driver's equipment properly set. Unity. People, it's been a lovely morning here in Galway. It is a lovely morning. It continues being a lovely morning. God bless you. See you later.